Well, we know the conversation. You're a vegan, right? I'm a meat eater. Why can't we just both live happily in each other's orbit? Why can't you let me just get on with eating meat and you eat your gruel and we'll all go home happy?
Because we know animal farming and fishing are a leading cause of the climate crisis.
And we know having a strictly vegan diet is bad for you as well.
Well, that's not true.
A lot of science says it's bad for you.
That's not true.
It is true.
These days, people are divided in two groups. Meat eaters and people who are a big fan of animals and environment. Many of us have witnessed many tensions between these two groups. Meat eaters believe they have this right to keep on consuming meat. On the other hand, the members of the other group don't agree with that. They think meat eaters hurt environment a lot, and therefore, they should stop eating animals. Piers Morgan is a famous presenter, and also a meat eater who enjoys talking to vegetarians by persuading them about this fact that people have this right to choose the type of their diet. A part of an episode of his show went viral. Let's watch that part first.
I meet so many vegans who devour avocados and almonds and don't seem to realise it involves the slaughter of billions of bees.
Both almonds and avocados are less damaging to the planet.
Oh, they're less damaging. And what about how they get flown here from California? What about how they get trucked across Europe?
That study in Oxford, that is exactly what it is about.
Planet.
No,
anyway, look, I'm starving and you're not going to persuade me. And my response to you destroying all these things is to have a Big Mac. Because you know what? It's a free country, it's a democracy, and I'm allowed to eat meat, and I'm certainly allowed to eat meat when someone who kills bees to feed their avocado habit minds.
As you saw, he believes vegetarians hurt the planet like meat eaters. But how is it possible? Let's check this view together. First of all, plant eating can lead to agricultural issues. Many plant eaters consume foods which can be obtained by monoculture farming. It means one type of crop is planted over large areas. Monoculture can result in many problems. Due to planting only one type of plant in this process, we can see a significant decrease in biodiversity. This loss affects not only plant species, but also the animals that depend on diverse ecosystems for food and habitat. Moreover, this type of agriculture can negatively affect insects like bees and butterflies, which are crucial for the reproduction of many plant species. Another disadvantage of this method is soil degradation, because planting the same crop can take essential nutrients from the soil and lead to less nutrient soil and reduced fertility over time. Additionally, planting crops needs large amounts of chemicals and herbicides. The problem gets worse when farmers water the crops, because the runoff from fields which are treated with herbicides can go near rivers and lakes and harm animals that live in the water or disrupt ecosystems. Pesticides are also capable of killing beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings, which control pest populations naturally. This can create a cycle of increased pesticide use and further harm to ecosystems. Another surprising fact is that the decline in insect populations can affect bird species that rely on these insects for food and result in more ecological problems. Deforestation is another problem that a plant-based diet results in. The reason is that farming in large scales often leads to cutting trees in biodiversity hotspots, like the Amazon rainforest. This would threaten countless species, and also contributes to climate change by releasing stored carbon dioxide, because trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Their removal releases carbon dioxide into the air again, and makes the weather polluted and hot. Another fact is that by cutting trees, many animals lose their habitat. This would decrease the population of different species, and even can result in extinction in some cases. Because animals become isolated, and this makes it difficult for them to find mates, reproduce, and find foods.
Great. Do you know how avocados and almonds get made?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yes.
So you realise that in California, every year, for 6 weeks, they fly in billions of bees to create your almonds and avocados, and in that process, several billion bees get murdered. This is a bee. Right? That's a bee. That, last time I checked, is a living animal. Billions get slaughtered so that you, sitting here, pontificating in between smashing up our buildings, so that you can have your almonds and your avocado. And I say to you, why don't you care about the little guys?
Some issues are also linked to transporting. Many plant-based foods are transported globally. This will increase greenhouse gas emissions due to shipping and flying. For example, importing avocados from Mexico or quinoa from South America involves significant carbon emissions, which is around 3.0 gigatons. Researches indicate that transporting food is responsible for 19% of total food system emissions. We have just checked how eating plants destroys our environment and hurts animals. But does it mean eating meat is associated with less issues? Before checking this point, subscribe to our channel and like our video. This is a big motivation for us. Now, let's check the issues which are associated with eating meat. The first issue is about greenhouse gas emissions. Breeding livestock, especially cattle and sheep, produces methane, because these animals release this gas during their digestion. Many researches show that methane is over 25 times more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide over 100 years. Eating meat also increases the consumption of water. Producing 1 kilogram of beef requires approximately 15,000 liters of water. That includes water for drinking, feed crops, and processing. However, cultivating vegetables and grains typically requires significantly less water. Moreover, wastewater from slaughterhouses, which is produced when workers wash animals, clean meat, wash equipment, and clean work areas, carries pollutants into waterways. That would finally be dumped directly into rivers, streams, or lakes. Or it would be sprayed onto farmlands and cause serious problems. The most important disadvantage of eating meat is animal harms. Animals raised in factory farms often live in overcrowded conditions, where they have limited space to move. This situation will result in a range of health problems, including infections and diseases, which are often treated with antibiotics. Additionally, humans usually transport animals over long distances in uncomfortable conditions without enough food, water, or rest. Many slaughterhouses also use methods that are inhumane. For example, some animals may be inadequately stunned before slaughter. This would lead to pain and suffering. The last point is that livestock farming can destruct habitats, threatens different wild species, and disrupt local ecosystems. These all will contribute to the decrease in native species and changing habitat patterns. Which group hurts the environment the most? Tell us your opinion as well as your reason in the comment section. You can also add other harms of being a meat or plant eater. We have other videos on the way. Wait for us and turn on the notification.